Shaquille O'Neal and Orlando slam the nets, racing to a nearly 30-point second-half lead with the big fella unstoppable inside and 3D deadly outside the line. As Dennis Scott now turns to the Trailblazers, seeking an in the ball game.
Well, you know, you think back to that New Jersey game, the Magic went to the free throw line just 12 times in that ball game, shot a lot of jump shots. New Jersey went to the line 39 times. They made 31 of those 39. So I think you need to have some players attacking the basket trying to get to the free throw line.
Nick goes to the post. McKee reaches around and commits the foul on the floor. And with 6:41 left, the Magic take timeout. It's Portland off to a good start, leading 11-9 in the first.
Scott has been so hot from behind the three-point line. You'll see right here, Horace Grant finds him. Dennis makes his first three-point attempt of this ball game. And the Magic 1 for 3 behind the line so far.
And you see second in the league in three-point field goals made this season. They've hit one in 207 straight. Dennis Scott, 62 games in a row. That's amazing. Can't get to 89. That's the record held by Dana Barros, but looking ahead to the 96-97 season, he's got an outstanding shot.
Tell you what, he lets it go, and when it leaves his hand, it looks like every one of them is going to go down.
So the Magic down 11-9 here in the early going. Magic 4 for their first 11 from the floor. Nick Anderson to the hole, attacking the basket, and he drew the contact on Clifford Robinson.
Yeah, Nick will get a couple free throw attempts here for the Magic as he makes that strong move to the basket. There's the reach in, and Nick with the continuation.
Because I asked Brian Hill about Nick and Dennis in particular. Both of them have really improved their three-point marksmanship. But I think this is an area, and Brian agreed, where Nick really has to make a more conscious effort to get to. That's the free throw line. This year, Nick has made 121 threes, 125 free throws.
Yeah, and you know, when you consider Nick's athletic ability, how strong he is, and really how overpowering he can be for most number 2 guards in the league. It's amazing that he doesn't get to the line or doesn't attempt to get to the basket more. And as you say, Brian wants him doing that more, so maybe we'll see Nick doing it.
And in his defense, when you have Shaquille occupying that much space down there, he's not going to get as many chances in the post, but he is tough down there. Robinson with 1 on the shot clock, hit a great jumper.
Well, sometimes for guys, the best thing that could happen would be to get out of the league and spend a couple of seasons in the CBA. I mean, just think about George McCloud at Dallas. He's having a tremendous season after being drafted high, really not living up to expectations.
Oh, nice move. Yeah, Ramil behind his back. Now Harvey loads up against his big brother Horace and knocks down the 3. So Harvey Grant with 5, Clifford Robinson 5, Portland up 6. Here in the ball game, they've hit 6 of their first 10 shots. The Magic have missed 8 of their first 12.
But to finish about Ramil, you know, he's really rejuvenated, trying to make a place for himself back here in the NBA. Now, once again, Chip, you know, that outside shooting is great, but sometimes you need to not let that first shot go from behind the three-point line, because there's some other things that can happen. Usually those three-point shots for the Magic come after Shaquille gets it going, and teams have to make the adjustments, and right now they're flying up pretty quickly from the outside.
Here's McKee now. Clifford Robinson pops out. Dennis Scott guards in. Let's see if Cliff tries to get to the basket here. Nope. Loads up. Barely grazed the rim, but Portland on the offensive reset. Inside pass to Robinson. He's surrounded, and a foul. Somebody got him with the body.
Well, maybe Horace. I don't know. Shaq.
Foul number 32.
Give it to Shaquille. Horace Green had all ball, I thought.
His first 3rd team foul.
First foul on Shaq, 3rd team foul, and a look. A lot of ball on that play, but I guess the contact came down low. Clifford Robinson at the free throw line. Portland is last in the league at 64%, and Cliff Robinson 63% at the charity stripe. Those two look perfect.
Yeah, you know what? They've been over 90% a couple games here lately, so their free throw percentage is improving, but when you're shooting 64%, takes a lot of 90s to get you back up to where you would like to be as a team.
Penny falling away finally ends the Magic drought. His fourth bucket, fourth point, I should say, of the ball game. 18-12 is your Portland score here in the first quarter. Grant against Dennis Scott, backs him in, turnaround jumper, all bottom. They are clicking right now.
Yeah, they are playing extremely well, and you would think the Magic would be the team that's playing their fourth game in 5 nights. A little bit flat so far.
Dennis Scott kept it alive. Morris out with the net. He fakes. Posted.
Nice. Berries. Real nice. Now that pump fake creates a lot of things for you. Nick Anderson uses it there because Portland knows Nick can shoot the three-point shot. Takes that one dribble, gets him a higher percentage shot.
Portland by 6 and with the ball here. Their biggest lead, 8 on the evening. Ramil on the baseline finds Cliff. Well, if you're named Robinson, you ought to play for Portland. There are a bunch of them on that team. 3 to be exact. And Clifford has 9. There's Clifford, there's Ramil, and there's James. They'd love to have David, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I would think so.
3:42 left. And illegal defense.
Yeah, Clifford Robinson never got out of the lane. He shook his head, said, yeah, I'm guilty. Watch Nick here now. The three-point shots had been flying up. This time Nick just gives a pump fake, gets the defense out of the way. And boy, that turns it into a high percentage shot.
3:40 left. Magic reset it here. Penny against Ramil. Met by Dudley. Threw it off Shaq's leg. So Portland, after the turnover, now has a 4-on-2, 4-on-3 break. Robinson pulls up and hits again. Ramil with 6 points in the opening minutes, Jack. A couple of assists. And the Blazers are up 10. That's their biggest lead. Shaquille to work against Dudley. Leans in.
Well, you know, it has not been real smooth for the Magic so far here on offense, and their defense not what it had been. I mean, they have been taking the kind of shots we've seen.
McKee bodied up, and will they score it? Will they score it?
I think they will. That should be continuation, but we'll see if they give him the basket.
Portland takes timeout. The foul's on Nick Anderson. And we'll find out whether the bucket was counted right after this.
And a second, fourth team foul.
The Portland Trailblazers up 26-16 on the Magic here so far. Nick Anderson trying to take this shot away. There's the bump and the continuation.
Magic Dancers presented by
And McKee will have a chance for a three-point play. Shaquille O'Neal, as you look at our Outback Steakhouse and Shack stats, now second in the league in field goal percentage. Do you know who number 1 is?
Big George Muresan.
You got it, baby.
Big George.
How's the rebounding total going? Well, Portland getting it done. They have, however, just 2 on the offensive glass, but they've shot the ball very well. 10 of 15 in the ball game, and they come in with Gary Trent, the Shaq of the MAC. Played at Ohio University, originally a draft choice of the Milwaukee Bucks, but they sent him westward. As Forrest really would have wanted in exchange for Sean Westford and a number 1.
Yeah, well, that deal hasn't worked out the way the Bucks thought it would, as Gary Trent has been very, very impressive this season.
Morris, no. Hardaway flies in, tried to save it. And up the floor comes Aaron McKee. All behind the back. Little too much mustard on the hot dog. Now Nick Anderson chased down by Ramil Robinson. He was fouled in the backcourt, so the bucket won't count.
And
he'll get 2 free throws.
2 free throws on the clear path foul. And that's his second foul. You'll see Penny throwing it out. There's the grab right there. So Nick Anderson gets to the free throw line for 2. And Nick's the only guy that's been to the line for the Magic so far. He's 1 for 2 here in the game. Has a chance for 2 more.
And now 4. So Ramil sits, and James Robinson comes in. This young man out of Alabama, first-round pick of the Blazers 3 years ago. Lightning fast is James Robinson.
He is. He can do a lot of things with the basketball. He hasn't shot the ball well this year, under 40%. But he's had some big games, and because he can create.
Oh, Nick turned that ball back to Penny Hardaway, who deflected it and got it back. Great play by Anderson, and Hardaway off the window and in.
Now, I mentioned earlier, Chip, you can force this team to turn the ball over, but it takes a little bit of pressure, and the Magic really haven't had much so far.
That pass hit McKee right in the wallet. And a foul on the play with 2:14 left.
Well, just enough pressure from the Magic here in the backcourt to make the Blazers come unrattled here just a little bit, and PJ's going to call a 20-second timeout. The Magic will have a chance for 2 more free throws.
Well, Goose, you talk about pressure. This is about as much pressure as a down comforter laying on your back. I mean, it's not been that hard at all.
It's not been a tremendous amount of pressure. It's been enough, though, to force turnovers. And, you know, when you turn the ball over 17 times a game, you know you've had some big turnover games, and you kind of question your ball handling ability at times. And really, some players you question their ball handling ability, and sometimes all it takes is a little pressure to make a team come unglued, and that's what we've seen here in the last 2 or 3 possessions for Portland.
So PJ Carlesimo will try to get his team back in shape, and as we see, it's auction time. Call now and place your bid on a Horace Grant autographed Magic hat and a Harvey Grant autographed Portland Trailblazer hat. Dial the number on your screen. Our lines will be open until the end of halftime. Nick 3 out of 5 at the free throw line. He is just a shade over 70% for the season at the free throw line. And now a half dozen. 6 points for Nick, 6 for Penny, 6 for Shaquille. That is the sum total of Orlando's scoring, save a 3-point shot by Dennis Scott. Brian Shaw, Joe Wolf are up off the Magic bench at the 2-minute mark. Trent against Dennis Scott. Cliff Robinson gave it up. Trent outside, toe on the line with 1 on the clock.
Tell you what, this young guy has really come on. He's the 2nd leading rookie as far as field goal percentage in the league.
And we haven't seen number 1. That's Arvydas Sabonis.
And he is leading the league. So they've got some good play out of those 2 young guys, first-year guys. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to call Sabonis young. He's spent a lot of years in pro basketball in Europe. But his first season in the NBA.
Here's Dudley against Shaq with 10 to shoot. James Robinson pops out. Penny looks to poke that ball away. He's doubled up. Dudley will load up. Won't fall. Fights for his own rebound. Portland 11 of 17 from the floor. And Shaquille can't save it. Portland ball with 1:08 left. In comes Brian. In comes Joe. Out goes Nick. And out goes Horace Grant. Brian, before the ball game, had his right wrist in a splint just to try to keep it immobile. It's been very sore. He jammed it again against the Chicago Bulls last Sunday, but he's able to go here tonight. See how many minutes he can play. Just managed 7 last time out.
Yeah, just got to play 7 minutes against New Jersey, and well, the defense by the Magic here in this period has really been non-existent. Giving up 31 points to this team. Portland scores on average 94 points a game.
Just a case, you think, partner, of looking at the box scores and looking at the records?
Well, I would guess that's part of it. Maybe just not taking this team as serious as they should. I think it can change very quickly. But
Dudley and a second chance.
And over the back is Chris Dudley, so Joe Wolf will get a couple free throws.
So the second foul on Dudley with 25.7 seconds left. And here comes Arvydas Sabonis. You look at his legs and you wonder if this guy had stayed healthy, what he could have done either in Europe and here in the NBA. He was a draft pick of Portland way back in the late 80s. Decided to stay overseas and play ball in Europe. Because folks in Portland tell me that when he was over there, he was the Michael Jordan.
Oh, he could do it all.
Size.
He could do it all. And still, he can do it all. I mean, he shoots the ball extremely well. I talked about his field goal percentage, shooting 56% from the field. He has made 26 of 67 shots from behind the three-point line, so he can step out and do that. And then he's shooting 73% from the free throw line. So he's still a pretty complete player. He can do it all. Just can't move, not nearly as mobile as he would like to be and as the Blazers would love to have him.
So how do you take him out of the game?
Well, of course, you would like to force him to put the ball on the floor. When he catches it, he shoots it, and he shoots it very quickly. And then around the basket, he's very, very crafty. I'm telling you what, he comes up with some shots that are unhelped. Oh, no. AB got called for the foul and came in the backcourt. The third team foul on the Magic.
Michael Smith says to the Magic bench, I don't want to hear anything. Aaron McKee back for Portland. He'll spell Harvey Grant here. 5:04 left. Orlando by 3, matching the Magic's biggest lead. 5 minutes left in our second quarter.
One thing the Magic have been able to do here is take away the three-point shots that we saw early in the ball game.
Buck Williams down low. Left hand of beauty.
He took that one right to the hole against Horace Grant. That's a big-time play right there by Buck.
Yeah, how old is Buck? He was playing when you were playing.
Yeah, he's been around, I don't know, 12, 14 years, I guess.
Illegal defense on Portland. That's a technical foul.
Yeah, Buck's in his 15th season. And PJ with the look that you always get after an illegal defensive call. They'll see it as the play develops here.
AB hits the free throw. 6 points for the Magic off the bench so far on the night. Magic ball leading by 2. Pass deflected away. Portland comes away with the steal. Emil Robinson kicks it ahead to Buck Williams. That's a break for the Blazers. Now McKee in the post against AB. Emil Robinson. Magic guard that three-point line very well on that play.
Yeah, but Cliff Robinson's wide open on this side.
Can't hit it though. Buck Williams couldn't rebound. AB has the pass ahead to Shaq. He'll feed Nick Anderson and he'll lose it, but Shaquille chases it down. Crowd wants him to shoot the 3. AB tried to hunt it down and drew the foul. Boy, oh boy. This has been anything but artistic for Brian Hill's team, but somehow they've willed themselves to a lead.
Tell you what, you look up at the scoreboard and you see the Magic with a 2-point lead, and you really have to wonder how that has happened. But you know, you keep saying the same old thing over and over. Boy, when you stop the other team from scoring, you know, you don't have to look real pretty. You don't have to make a high percentage of your shots, and that's the way it's been for the Magic in this game. Actually, the Magic have shot 50%, but Portland's still at 65% for the ball game.
Yeah, they've fallen to 5 out of 13 from the field in this second quarter, so that does address the defense. Yeah, 55%.
55%, excuse me.
So now Portland has a real dilemma here. They will take a timeout. Dudley with 3 fouls, Sabonis with 3 fouls, and PJ wants to talk it over and see who will guard Shaq here in Orlando. Well, if you ever wondered who the fabulous sports babe was, well, there she is in attendance tonight. Nancy Donnellan is enjoying our ball game tonight here in Orlando. Her future is so bright, she's got to wear shades inside. Time to take a look at our scoring leaders. This is brought to you by your local Florida and Jeep Eagle dealer.
MJ still at the top of the list, but Penny at 10th. Continue to score his points, even though Shaquille and Dennis have been scoring a lot of points, and Cliff Robinson is 12th. Portland 39% in this period. The Magic 7 of 13 for 54%, shooting 50% for the game. But Portland with that big first period, still shooting 55% on the game. 14-13 is the rebound total. Oh, that is one the Magic can live with.
Oh, Ramil, great penetration. Shaq for the block. Buck Williams with the second and the third effort. Lays it in. Now, here's the problem for Portland. Who guards Shaquille?
Well, Buck Williams has been around a long time. He's a good defensive player. He forces Shaq to shoot the fall away, and
Ramil with a left hand.
That's beautiful. Beautiful move.
He played with a Connecticut pride. Did Ramil Robinson, and since starting for the Blazers has played very well. 15 points, 7 assists in the last 5 starts for Ramil. He's halfway there here tonight for the Blazers, who have pulled even with a tie at 47-47. And the Magic commit an offensive foul.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal just tried to go right through Buck Williams. As I say, Buck's a very experienced ball player, and he's guarded some of the best at the center position, even though he's only 6'10". Excuse me, he's only 6'8". And Shaquille O'Neal picks up the foul.
47-47. We're under 3 minutes. Gary Trent to work against Dennis Scott. And he hits. Portland back in front.
It's going to be a real problem for the Magic with this unit on the floor. Portland, they have gotten smaller, but they have their very athletic and strong unit out there. So it'll be very difficult here.
Horace has taken just one shot in this ball game. Oh, that ball was on the iron. I don't think Horace failed to touch it, and that's why the shot counts.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to get another look at that one. Maybe Horace pulled his hand back in time enough, but
they credited him with the bucket.
They credited Horace with the basket, so I thought the ball might have still been on the rim, but Dennis with the push. But team foul number 4 on the Magic. Dennis the second foul. Let's see if the ball's still on the rim when Horace touches it. Maybe it just bounces off.
That might be a gift deuce right there, folks. But in a tight ball game, the Magic will take it. 49-49, Portland the lead. Orlando's led by 4. The Blazers have led by 11. But they cough it up. 8th turnover of the game. Penny runs the floor, catches, and stuffs it home.
That's your defense coming through once again, forcing the turnovers. It's amazing the Magic able to stay in this game.
Cliff Robinson, the challenge and off the window, ties it back up. So Clifford Robinson with 13 points for Portland, 51-51. Dennis Scott, that one looked good the moment it left his hand. Rumil back up the floor. He'll load up. Too strong. Shaquille rebounds. 1:24 left until halftime.
For the Magic, I'm sure they just like to get through this period with some kind of a lead. There's Shaq, and there's where Shaquille's going to be able to hurt him with this smaller unit.
19 for Shaq. Don't forget to join us for our Discount Auto Parts halftime report. That's in 1 minute from now. 56-51. The Magic with a late spurt have taken the lead. McKee against Nick. McKee had a good game against Orlando up in Portland, and now the hold down low. It's Horace Grant. And Portland will go to the line.
Horace Grant picks up foul number 2. He and Clifford Robinson jockeying for position on the low post.
So Clifford shoots the 2. There's 2 headbands as Robinson. He's got a red one and a black one. I think they depict his moods. I've read that somewhere about Robinson.
Well, we don't know which is which.
That's right. Yeah.
Good or bad, or defense or offense.
And you're afraid to go up and ask him, because if you think the red one's in good mood and he's in a bad mood, he might slug you. We'll have to find out. 56-53 is our score. Join us at halftime. Paul Kennedy will.
Horace Grant wide open.
UCF basketball team on their way to the big dance. What a great story that
Yeah, that was very nice.
Shaquille with a turnaround, too strong. Portland the rebound and the run out. Rumil Robinson has McKee right wing the catch, and the layup is good.
I would think if my Wildcats continue to go as they're going, we might see a UCF Kentucky Wildcat matchup first round. First game.
Who do you like in that matchup? This should be an interesting answer.
I think all the UCF fans will understand if I say I like the Wildcats.
Brady, the tip-in Penny. And that's the end of the first half. Portland made Dennis Scott take a long 3, but Hardaway flew in, had position, tapped it home, and the Magic take a 3-point lead into the halftime locker room. Magic 58, Portland 55. Here's our menu at halftime. Kirk Spirov, the UCF Fighting Knights. Gatorade scoreboard, stats, and highlights to follow here on Sunshine Network.
Since
The Magic now lead it by 3 at halftime. Our halftime report brought to you by Discount Auto Parts. Go with the pros you know. Discount Auto Parts. Welcome back courtside, everybody. There's your score, 58-55. Magic over the Portland Trailblazers here in Orlando. I'm Chip Carey along with Goose. Jack Givens, your impressions from the opening 2 periods?
Well, I would think Brian would not be happy with what the Magic did on defense. I thought there were times when they really were not interested in playing any defense at all, and Portland shoots 57-58% in the first half. That's far too much for a team that has struggled as this team has. So hopefully the Magic can get it going defensively in the second half.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights brought to you again by Discount Auto Parts.
Well, that's a good team on the board. You'll see Shaquille on Buck Williams right there. Sabonis came in off the bench, gave him 6 points, and there were 2 of them as he gets the offensive rebound, the putback. The Magic, when they did play defense, though, they got a lot of opportunities in the open floor. You'll see Penny Hardaway look around, sees wide open, decides to take it on to the basket. Got that one to go. Portland went small late, tried to get some quickness, and that freed up Shaquille O'Neal on the offensive boards for this rebound and the slam back through. And then Penny Hardaway working the boards also. The last play of the first half against the smaller unit, Dennis Scott with the 3. It doesn't go. You see Penny wide open, though, and he gets the tip in before time runs out. The Magic enjoy a 3-point lead here at the half.
And here's how it happened. Look at the halftime numbers brought to you by the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World.
Now, the one that's most impressive, Chip, I guess, is the fact that the Magic tied Portland in rebounding, both teams with 17, and the Magic even have 7 offensive rebounds to just 5 for Portland. So even though Portland's shooting 58%, the Magic have 4 more field goal attempts, and the Magic also have taken care of the basketball.
And you'll see top scorers in the ball game. Keep in mind, both Dudley and Sabonis, the 2 biggest men for the Blazers, each with 3 personal fouls. I would imagine, Jack, the Magic will try to exploit that here early.
Well, they would anyway, because those guys guard Shaquille O'Neal, and of course Shaq's going to get the basketball a high percentage of the time in the half court.
So Portland starts with the ball. Clifford Robinson with a big first half to work against Horace Grant. And his shot won't fall. O'Neal's rebound attempt poked away off of Nick Anderson, and Portland gets a second chance here.
Well, those kind of rebounds right there, when Shaquille has the inside position and he has the ball locked up, but still they're ready, they are able to get a hand on it and take it away from the Magic.
Robinson forces the shot. There's another chance. Dudley with a right hand rimmed it out. Tough break for Portland. They had 3 looks at it and couldn't hit. So the Magic look to extend their lead here. Portland led by 11 in the opening minutes of the ball game. The Magic have led by as much as 5, and that ball's out of bounds to Orlando. 12 to shoot, 11:20 left, third quarter. The Blazers come in at 26-32. Just 2 wins in 10 tries since the All-Star break. Again, the Rod Strickland situation has been part of their problem. Dudley couldn't stop Shaq. He did everything in his power, but O'Neal just overpowered him. And the big fella with 21 tonight. Well, late arriving back from the halftime intermission here. And now McKee to work against Nick Anderson. These 2 guys remind me an awful lot of each other.
Well, they're both very physical players. They're both able to take the ball to the basket as well as shoot it from the outside. The Magic took away those 3-point shots in that second period. Harvey Grant knocks down the shot.
And his second of the game for 10 points, and Portland down just 2. Horace leads the post inside. It's Shaquille O'Neal scoring, and Harvey Grant with the reach in.
That's another one of these fouls where, against most players in the league, he has no chance at making it. Watch there, he grabs the arm. And still, though, Shaquille is so big, he goes on and finishes up on the play, and Harvey Grant shakes his head. And here's Shaq taking Dudley, a body contact there. And the push with the lower arm that goes unnoticed by the official. Shaq makes the free throw.
So each team has scored 3 points here in the opening minute and a half of the second half. 63-56 is your score. McKee up top against Anderson. Aaron McKee from Temple. Pump fakes. Nick didn't buy it. McKee couldn't make it. And Horace the rebound.
Dudley got him down low, so that picks up foul number 4 on him and forces.
And you'll see top scorers in the ball game. Keep in mind, both Dudley and Sabonis, the two biggest men for the Blazers, each with 3 personal fouls. I would imagine, Jack, the Magic will try to exploit that here early.
Well, they would anyway, because those guys guard Shaquille O'Neal and 4 in this ball game.
And we talked about earlier in the ball game how Brian wants him to get to the free throw line more. Well, tonight, Nick will take free throws 5 and 6, the most free throws he has taken in a game since January 12th at Milwaukee. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's been 2, 4, or a lot of zeros since that time. So Nick with 6.
And Magic coaching staff over there really plotting out strategies for the rest of this ball game. Some of this pressure that we saw from the Magic, the full court pressure that gave Portland some problems in the first half.
Gary Trent outside against Dennis Scott. Sabonis feeds the middle. Robinson, great play.
Yeah. Good pin down on Penny Hardaway. Penny could not get on the top side.
Penny complained about the foul call. Cliff Robinson looks at him and says, "Come on, Penny, that's not a foul."
Now that's legal.
Penny turns the corner, feeds Dennis Scott. Dennis wanted to pull the trigger, lost the handle though. 10 to shoot for Nick now. Cliff Robinson, there's the lob. Shaquille the catch in traffic. He's stripped. It's out of bounds. Magic ball with 2 to shoot.
2 seconds to shoot.
You know, the Magic work on situations like this. Actually, every team, of course, works on situations when the shot clock is below 3 seconds, and the Magic do not execute it very well.
Will Robinson in a dangerous spot on that baseline. Oh, splits the defense, carries the ball, but no whistle. If Robinson open 3, came off. Shaq another rebound. That's his 12th. He brings it up the floor. Gets it back. Runs into Sabonis, and Sabonis called for the foul. He was moving, and that's his 5th personal in the game.
Yeah, you know, he just simply is not quick enough anymore to get out of the way on a play like that. He tried to curl up and move as quickly as he could, but Shaquille was on top of him before. Watch Shaq. He comes out with the ball on the fast break. Gets a little give and go from Horace Grant. There's Sabonis. You see him moving right there. Tries to take away the shot. He does. Force a miss. But Shaq gets 2. Has no shot.
Yeah, that one looked like it slipped out of his hand before he took it. Now Buck Williams comes in, and Goose during the timeout before you liked what Buck Williams accomplished when he guarded Shaquille.
Well, you know, one thing about Buck Williams, he's a guy that has played hard every minute of his career. He's taken advantage of the talent he has. He's not early in his career, he was a big-time scorer, always been a big rebounder, but has always been a big defensive player. That should go to the Magic. That should be the Magic ball, and they do get it. So what Buck does is he pushes Shaquille around and makes it tough for him to score. Shaq's going to get a break here, and Conca's going to enter the game.
So Shaq departs with 29 points, 12 rebounds. He's 12 of 21 from the floor in the game. 3:49 left in our 3rd quarter. The Magic by just 10 over Portland. Looks like the lead ought to be a lot bigger than that. Penny in trouble. Fires it up. No. Horace Grant had his shot sent back. Portland heads the other way. Romeo Robinson leads the break. He penetrates and has it knocked away with 3:29 left. Crowd kind of has been lulled to sleep here, I think.
Well, it's been one of those games, Chip, where the flow has never been in the favor of the Magic long enough for them to the crowd to become a big factor with their noise we normally hear. The Magic have made some good plays, but they got off to a slow start.
Ramil on the drive, draws the contact. Penny Hardaway guilty of foul number 3.
His third team foul.
3rd team foul against the Magic, and Ramil will go to the line.
And Penny close to getting rung up. Said there was a hand on someplace on that drive.
Well, how about Ramil Robinson, Jack? This is really a pretty neat story. When he was playing with the Atlanta Hawks, he was really criticized by some of the high-scoring, high-paid, big-name Atlanta players as being too selfish a ball player. How do you envision his role with the Blazer team?
Well, I think another problem he has, he had at the time, he really didn't work as hard on defense, and teams could take advantage of him. And I kind of mentioned earlier, a couple of years in the CBA, now Penny needs to go to the hole. He's going to get the whistle. You know, he's going to get the whistle, so he needed to take it on to the basket. But for Ramil Robinson, I think he's learned his lesson, and you see a guy that is playing harder, working harder on defense, and really has lucked into a situation where they brought him in to back up Rod Strickland. Here he is starting, getting big minutes and responding with excellent play.
Yeah, former first-round pick of the Hawks. They shipped him off to New Jersey, and really one of the best trades Atlanta ever made.
Oh, yeah.
Getting Mookie Blaylock for Ramil Robinson straight up.
Heavily in the favor of the Hawks was that deal.
So with 3 minutes left, the Blazers put it back into play. 82-71 over the top to Trent. He catches in traffic. Falls.
Good help, John Contact. Excellent help from the weak side to take that shot away.
He does some very instinctive things defensively.
Well, he does things that sometimes goes unnoticed.
Nick against Harvey Grant. Beat him, reverse.
Nice.
Hit it a beautiful.
Really nice, Nick Anderson.
We have not seen him go to the hole this often in quite some time. Portland wants to take the timeout. The foul's on Harvey Grant with 2:37 left. Orlando builds its biggest lead. 84-71 late third quarter at home.
Advantage. Takes Harvey Grant right onto the basket, picks up the foul, got the reverse, and a chance for Nick to get his 10th point of this game.
Yeah, and he's earned a double-digit affair here tonight. He's been to the line a lot for him, 5 for 8. At the free throw line is Nick Anderson. A look at tonight's rebounding leaders, brought to you by Hoover. Guess who leads?
Well, yeah, it takes a lot of thought for that. He continues to lead the league there.
So Nick will shoot the bonus. And hit it.
The Magic still shooting 53% in this period. The Blazers have managed but 32% on 6 of 19. They're 49% now for the game.
85-71. John Koncak over the top, fouls Buck Williams. And with his second personal foul. Fourth Magic team foul with 2:23 left. Brian Shaw back into the game. Brian played 7 minutes in the first.
You see John politicking for a call.
Cack pops it up, couldn't get a handle on it. Penny to save, but he was on the line.
Brian shakes his head, says, yes, Penny, good effort, but you were on the line. See if we can see it here. Pretty close from that angle, but no argument from the Magic bench. They had a good look there.
Clifford Robinson against Horace Grant. Ramil, good fake, steps behind that line and hits it falling down. So 16 for Ramil, cuts the Magic lead to 85-74. Gary Trent tries to stop Dennis Scott. We're under 2 minutes now. Back to Brian Shaw, gets it back. B. Shaw outside, handles it with 7 to shoot. Cack rolls on the baseline, finds a cutter. It's Horace Grant. Oh, Cack!
Well, that's just letting it go and said, look what I found. Cack with the pass.
1:27 left. 87-74 is your score.
Pretty impressive defense by Portland on that play. That's hard.
And John the rebound. Dennis Scott. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, that really hurts. I mean, that really hurts your defense. When you play pretty good defense, and Portland the last couple of Magic possessions have defended well, and you give up a 2 on a last-second shot, and then Dennis Scott hits the three-pointer coming off the screen.
5 of them in the game with 50 seconds left. Trent inside, Cack the block. Horace Grant the rebound. Magic on the run.
Well, Dennis is wide open again. They got to him.
Trent forces him to put it on the floor. Missed the shot, got his own miss, fires it up, and hits again. Dennis with 19. And that his first 2-point field goal. O'Neal Robinson turns the corner. Finds an open man, Harvey Grant. Now Buck Williams against Horace. And two hands. No! Actually a hook by Buck Williams.
Can't say enough about what Horace Grant has said. There's a delay of game against Portland, as Buck Williams didn't like the call, threw it the other way. Watch Dennis here. Following up his shot, gets the offensive rebound, a little jump hook here, and gets that one to go down. But I was going to say, Horace Grant, since picking up foul number 3, well, he really hasn't backed off at all. And that happened early in the third quarter. He continues to defend.
8 points, 9 rebounds for Horace in the game. The Magic winning the battle of the boards by 9. Hardaway, long-range 3. Won't go. Horace Grant almost knocked it in at the horn, but it wasn't meant to be. So the Magic do what they had to do. They extend a 3-point halftime lead to 92-74, their biggest of the night. We'll head to the fourth right after this. Tradition continues on Sunshine Network. I'm Chip Terry along with the Goose, Jack Gibbons, Paul Kennedy alongside as well with our entire Sunshine Network crew. We're at the arena where the Magic enjoy a huge 92-74 lead as we head to the fourth quarter, and it's time for a look at tonight's Discover Card game summary.
Shaq with the big game. Clifford Robinson playing well, but the Magic have been able to limit his shot attempts so far in this ball game. The defense a whole lot better for the Magic here in this third quarter. Portland has fallen below 50%, and then the rebound total. Boy, that's impressive against the number 3 rebounding team in the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal back into the game, and the Magic going with the Twin Towers as Shaquille and John Concac get minutes together again.
For the Blazers, number 11.
Yeah, Shaq celebrating the birthday a little early. Fourth quarter underway now, 92-74. AB into the game to start the fourth quarter. Sabonis playing with 5 fouls. Buck Williams comes over to double. Dennis Scott with 5 3-point field goals in the game. To the post she goes. Shaq spins on the baseline, fires it up. And Sabonis comes away with his 7th rebound of the game. A key foul by John Concac. So Cac with his 3rd hack in the game.
Foul number 45.
Well, you'll see the contact right there as John Concac tries to get down. Dennis Scott takes the worst of it, though, as he got a forearm to the midsection.
Sabonis with the right hand. Thought he was pushed. Shaquille the rebound, and Sabonis heads up the floor, laughing and shaking his head. Well, they call it a little differently over in Europe, don't they?
Shaq with 13 rebounds in the ball game also.
He's played very, very well. Now Scott tried to hit Shaquille for a monster dunk, but Sabonis with those quick hands. Robinson hits McKee. Nice play. John Concac forced the miss. Now Dennis Scott up ahead. He's got AB. He'll stop. He'll pop for 3. A little strong. He was too rested to take that shot, and Portland comes back.
Well, the thing is, AB had filled the lane very nicely. He probably should have had that one, and Dennis knocks it away. Now let's see if he can come down and get a score here.
A bucket puts you up 20 here and sends Portland scurrying. There's the lob. Shaquille, somehow knocked that down.
He had Sabonis all turned around, and the alley-oop comes from AB.
31 for Shaquille. Trent can't answer. Portland, I think, knocks it out of bounds, and they do, and the Magic get the ball with 10:28 to play on the night.
You know, this is a play right here that you might see again in the ballgame. Normally, the Magic will run this just one time, but you might see it again because I don't think Sabonis could move really to take that alley-oop away from Shaq.
Wow, but Jack, look how far away from the bucket he was when he dunked that home. I mean, he really had to stretch those arms to dunk it in over the iron. And he hooks and hits again and doesn't get the whistle. He's got 33 on the night. Jack, don't get upset. We don't want to watch you shoot free throws any more than the Blazers do. With 9:58 left, Portland keeps the rock.
A 16-3 run by the Magic, and Portland's going to have to talk about it here.
As their faint hopes are slowly flickering away in Orlando. 96-74 is Orlando's lead. 74 is your score. The Magic all over Portland here in the season finale between these two ball clubs. Time to take a look at tonight's Fanatical Fan. Our cameras have been panning the audience furiously, and this gentleman is the lucky winner of an Incon Ceiling Fan. Our Fanatical Fan feature brought to you by Scotty's. Philadelphia the next season. And Elmore Spencer flails around. Wingfield soars to the bucket, and Joe Wolf watches him lay it in. You don't want to foul in this kind of situation.
No, and
get it over with.
You can take liberties and be a little more aggressive because the officials don't want to blow the whistle either.
So for the Magic, Jack, now 37 wins in a row overall, and a chance against the Charlotte Hornets Friday night to tie the NBA record.
And speaking of Charlotte, we'll watch Shaquille O'Neal first and make him our player of the game with 41 points, 17 rebounds, 2 block shots. Shaquille O'Neal, big game.
I want to know. You're going to say happy birthday to Shaquille. March 6th is the big fella's birthday.
I might.
Are you?
I'll see.
Western Banks Family Companies sponsors our star of the game. Have to hide a tape recorder. Let our fans enjoy your baritone.
By the way, Charlotte, the last team to beat the Magic in the Eastern Conference on this floor.
Brooks Thompson's lob pass too far out of reach.
Well, he thought he was throwing that to Shaquille, maybe. AB not able to get up and handle that one.
115-89. Brian Hill's going to make P.J. Carlesimo feel a lot better about this game. Brian's going to take P.J. out to dinner. I'm sure he's going to pick up the tab. Yeah. I said to him before the game, it's your town, your treat. Brian said, I guess you're right. Hopefully put a win on the boards against Portland, and he'll pick up the check with gratitude. 115-89. Romeo Robinson with an air ball. Joe Wolf the rebound, and no need to fire it up. He will to Brooks. He'll step behind the line. Shot won't count. And that's the end of our ball game. The Magic win again. 37 in a row at home. They're now 43-15, 30-0 at home this year. In a game that was really blown open in the second quarter and expanded in the third. 115-89, your final score. The Magic even the series with Portland. Jack and I will be back with more from the parquet court right after this here on Sunshine. Back in Orlando, let's take a look, Jack, at tonight's play of the game. It's brought to you by Citgo.
Well, Nick Anderson takes the ball to the basket here, and as you say, Chip, this is something the Magic want more and more of out of Nick. And Nick had many opportunities tonight to do just that and to get to the line. And I think he played well. Took 10 free throws in this ball game. So good game for Nick, but a real good, impressive win by this Orlando Magic team.
Yeah, Jack, the way it started, it looked a little frightening. Portland coming off its fourth game in 5 nights. They got off to a great start, and for the Magic, the first time since late January, they trailed at home to the visiting team.
Well, you know, you don't really get all that concerned with this team early in the ball game, because I think once Brian gets them in the locker room and really makes sure they understand that, hey, it's defense that has gotten us to where we are now, forces the guys to really concentrate and to focus in on the defense. Things seem to change around, and I think the Magic did that in the second period. It got started, but really in the second half of this ball game, it was all defense for the Magic and rebounding against a very, very good rebounding team.
Well, you're right. Portland put 33 points on the board in the first quarter. In the second half, they score a grand total of 34. That's going to win you a lot of ball games the second half.
But still, it starts with the Magic. I mean, you know, you talk about it, but until they get out and they really start getting after people, they're going to struggle. They allow teams to stay around, and Portland really, after that first period, started to look like a team that was finishing up a long road trip, their 4th game in 5 nights, and really the Magic should have won this one just the way they did.
And Jack, a nice way to start the month of March, a month that for the first 3 weeks are going to be absolutely awful as far as the travel schedule. We head on a plane tomorrow to go to Philadelphia, then Charlotte, back-to-back games there, a couple of games at home, and right back on the road again.
Yeah, it's going to to be a tough month. Magic with not many games at home the entire month of March, but still, you take one game at a time, and I think you can understand the importance of that this time of the year. Hopefully, the Magic can continue to be impressive.
Well, it was an impressive win tonight. 115-89 was the final score. That's going to wrap it up for Jack Evans and yours truly, Chip Carey. Santa Claus is at the ball game, getting ready for next Christmas season, and he'll chat with Paul Kennedy, we think, who's standing by with our wrap-up here on Sunshine Network.
Game report, and you can see it was pretty much all Orlando after the first period of play, a period in which Portland led by 7, 33-26. Orlando turns it on, and 5 of those 6 3-pointers by the Magic men belong, of course, to Dennis Scott. Shaq, as mentioned, with 41, a big night, too, for Penny, and Clifford Robinson and Ramil Robinson in defeat had pretty solid performances. And we'll return to wrap it up from the parquet court right after this on Sunshine.
Sunjet shining brighter every.
You with us from the United Center tonight. Bulls leading the Celtics, and on Wednesday, March 13th, when the Bulls battle the Washington Bullets here at the United Center, it's Fuji Photo Film Collector Coins Night. First 10,000 entering United Center receive a set of Bulls collector coins, compliments of Fuji Photo Film. There's Kim Field's brother Bob is with us. Kim works at WGN, one of the executives in the production wing of things.
You know, you mentioned something about Luke getting his 4th foul and them going to Montrose.
Yep.
If Parrish, McHale, and Bird were there, they certainly would have taken advantage of it.
Yeah.
But we're looking at Ellison, Wesley, and Montrose. I don't think they figure out yet what you should do, you know, when you get the other center in.
You take a look. They've had some great combinations. Havlicek and Russell, Bird and McHale. And, of course, this one in Chicago, this contemporary dynamic duo is arguably one of the best ever. Luke makes good on his first 11 other. Pause here for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV, Chicago.
Luke makes a pair at the line off the foul on Purvis Ellison, his second. And the 3rd on the team. Make it 4 team fouls on Boston, I beg your pardon. Bulls on top by 22. 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Rick Fox, nice look. Purvis Ellison, and he scores 2. Like Rodman hammered him on the play, but no foul. Bulls by 20. Harper to Luke Longley, driving on Ellison with authority, and he buggy whips it home.
Wow, Luke, listen to the crowd. Luke, he hammered it with the left hand.
Ellison. Purvis back in the center position. Dana Barros clears for 2. Pure shooter Dana Barros at his best, curling off a screen. 20-point Chicago lead. Jordan for 3. Not that time. Barros. Wesley gets a screen from Eric Williams, picked up on a switch by Rodman. Williams on the drive, blocked by Longley. Jordan's pass tipped by Ellison, retrieved by Pippen. Chicago leads by 20, under 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Jordan screen roll to Longley for another jam.
10 for Longley, and he just hammered 2 home, and they're going to take a timeout here and talk this over.
Boston clears center court, and a timeout, ML Carr and company. Take a look at Michael Jordan. Luke a screen, and he rolls to the bucket for an easy 2. Longley last 3 games, averaging 13 points a game. He has 10 here tonight, and the Bulls lead big.
My favorite actors are the strong, silent types. Mine are larger than life. They should be graceful. And they gotta look good in public, too.
Now at Burger King, Pocahontas Finger Puppets from the Disney hit movie, now for a limited time on video. Your kids can collect all 6, one with every great tasting $1.99 Kids Club hamburger meal.
And they have to be sophisticated. completed?
The $1.99 Kids Club hamburger meal, only at Burger King.
It's your time, time to shine, time to live what's in your mind. It's your time. This time, it's your time. It's your time. NGD Light.
Back at the United Center, Bulls leading big here tonight. Miller Genuine Draft Shoes, the Bull 3-on-3 Classic. He's coming back this summer to Chicago's Grant Park. Call 312-455-4000 for more information, or check the Tribune on Wednesday or Sunday for an entry form. Sponsored in part by the Tribune, Coca-Cola, Sport Mart, Salem Sportswear, Toshiba, and Spirit Water. Luke Longley on offense goes to work against Purvis Ellison. And then Luke on defense. Watch this erasure here. Bulls are not a big shot blocking team. They're 24th in the league in shot blocks. But Luke here tonight has 3 blocked shots. Take a look at the back-to-back situation. That second game worth noting. This is an older ball club, the oldest team in the NBA, yet they're 15-1 on the second night of a back-to-back. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was the last game that they lost, and that was in Miami. The Bulls got in at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and it was 84 the next day, and there was a lot of...
What did you guys do with them after you got into Miami after that?
Well, I think they were at the...
Did you keep them up a little late?
Not me. Not me. You know me. I've got to get my sleep. If I'm not to bed before 4 in the morning, I'm in trouble.
Time winding down on Michael, and he got fouled. Celtics bailed him out with 1 to go on the shot clock. Foul on David Wesley. It is his third. 5 on the team.
Well, everybody gets a piece of them on this one, I think. They all come over to green jerseys, and finally they said, well, we'll give it to that little guy.
You know, for the longest time, Red, you had the longest consecutive games played streak in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have liked to have known how that streak, how much longer it would have gone if you actually took care of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, nobody would be. AC Green wouldn't be close if he trained like I did.
I mean, if you trained like he did, you'd still be playing.
Yeah.
That was the amazing thing about your streak.
Well, you got to remember, these guys that want to continue to do that, it wasn't just, well, Ronnie Harper with a nice guess on the passing lane, and he hammers it down. Harp gets his second basket.
4 for Ron Harper. 72-48 Chicago. Under 3.5 to go in the third. Barrows off the screen by Ellison. A little screen roll here. Purvis kicks to Wesley for 3, and Rodman the rebound tipped away. Todd Day gets it right back.
Looked like Luke got a piece of that one.
I think he did. It's going to be Boston ball on the baseline.
Ronnie Harper steps right out in front of Day, and there he goes. He just knew where that pass was coming. He goes up and just fires it down.
Second steal of the night for Harper.
Again, how valuable Harper is. Statistically, you don't see a lot of the things that he comes up with. He has the offensive foul. He comes up with a steal.
Absolutely right. It's the kind of contribution that he makes that you don't see in the box score the next day. Dana Barros with 10 points as he hit a moment ago. Now the Bulls resume. Michael Jordan.
Jump shot time.
To the fade over Wesley. Barros the rebound. Boston trailing by 22. Barros shovels it ahead to Wesley. Kicks to Day. 4-3. Ring it up. Todd Day has 7. Day had a big night. 4 of 9 for the Arc last night. 18 points in that game against Seattle. Sean Kemp sprained his ankle in that ball game and left the contest in the third quarter. Bad ankle sprain. Pippen to Harper. Or make that Harper on the feed to Scotty.
Pippen picked that one out of the air. I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but Ronnie will get the assist, and Scotty with a slammer.
David Wesley at the arc. Here comes Michael. Jordan clears to Harper, threw it behind him. Turnover Bulls, and a couple of changes coming up. Take a look at this play.
Here it is here, and now let's see if Harp is taking a shot. It looked like he was.